Hello again. We're reading the story. We are finally made it to chapter 6, Wandering. Wandering in the... Do you know? Close, yeah, the wilderness. Wandering in the wilderness. We just read about how they were traveling by the cloud during the day and the pillar of fire at night. So now they're wandering. On the 20th day of the second month of the second year, the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle of the covenant law. If it lifts, what does that mean?
They move.
They move. Then the Israelites set out from the desert of Sinai and traveled from place to place until the cloud came to rest in the desert of Paran. They set out this first time at the Lord's command through Moses. No, move back over there and sit, please. The people marched out from their year-long campout near Mount Sinai in organized units, grouped according to the 12 tribes, which were named after the 12 sons of Jacob, except for Joseph is not a tribe. What do we have instead of Joseph?
Tribes of Manasseh and Ephraim.
Yes, Manasseh and Ephraim. I don't know how to say Ephraim. I say Ephraim, I don't know. Ephraim, okay. Where was I? God had rescued his people from slavery, showed them his power, guided their steps, given them his law, and gifted them with his presence. By now, perhaps the people would trust God in his leading. Do you think they will?
No.
But the Israelites continued to blame God for their hardships. We do that a lot.
Yeah.
Now the people complained about their hardships in the hearing of the Lord, and when he heard them, his anger was aroused. Then fire, yikes, from the Lord burned among them and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. When the people cried out to Moses, he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. So that place was called Taberah, which means burning, because fire from the Lord had burned among them. I feel like it's really easy for us, and I do it too frequently, which is things are hard, and instead of focusing on number one, what we could be thankful for, what is to be thankful for, or number two, seeking God and finding joy in his presence, because remember, Paul said that whether he abased or whether he abounded, he had learned to be content. He had learned. He said, whether I abased or whether I abound, I have learned to be content. Yes, babe. Yeah, and I feel like that spirit of discontentment is I too often indulge that instead of being thankful. The rabble with them began to crave other food. I don't know what the rabble is. And again, the Israelites started wailing. That's a little funny. They said, if only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost. Also the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic. But now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything with this manna. And I think they said this contemptible manna.
What does that mean?
It means just, we despise it. The manna was like coriander seed and looked like resin, I guess. The people went around gathering it and then ground it in a hand mill or crushed it in mortar. They cooked it in a pot or made it into loaves, and it tasted something like something made with olive oil. When the dew settled on the camp at night, the manna also came down. Well, Moses heard the people of every family wailing at the entrance of their tents, and the Lord became exceedingly angry. Excuse me. And Moses was troubled. Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? Moses asked the Lord. What have I done to displease you that you put the burden of all these people on me? So Moses is getting overwhelmed with all of this. Did I conceive all these people? Did I give them birth? Why do you tell me to carry them in my arms as a nurse carries an infant to the land you promised on oath to their ancestors? Where can I get meat for all these people? They keep wailing to me, give us meat to eat. I cannot carry all these people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me. If this is how you are going to treat me, please go ahead and just take me out. If I have found favor in your eyes, and do not let me face my own ruin. I think Moses is having a little bit of a pity party.
Just go ahead and kill me.
Cruz, don't say that. Instead of he could have just asked for what?
For
Help. He could just ask the Lord if he could have some help. Tell the people, said the Lord, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow when you will eat meat. The Lord heard you when you wailed, and now the Lord will give you meat, and you will eat it. You will not eat it for just 1 day or 2 or 5 or 10 or 20, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils and you loathe it, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you and have wailed before him, saying, why did we ever leave Egypt? But Moses said, here I am, 600,000 men on foot, and you say, I will give them meat to eat for a whole month? Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered for them? Would they have enough if all the fish in the sea were caught? The Lord answered, is the Lord's arm too short? Now you will see whether or not what I say will come true for you. So what is Moses concerned about?
how they will get the meat.
He said 600,000 men. That doesn't even include
Women.
the women and the children. So there are a huge number of people that have to be fed. He's like, where's all this going to come from? And the Lord said, am I unable to do this?
Probably 600,000 women to be around with 600,000 men.
Something close to it. So now the Lord says, you will see.
And this is a big multiplying part. You don't know how many numbers of children you're going to have.
Yes, that's true. All right, we're going to stop there. We're on page 73. Bye.